very much motivating his behavior is watching me suffer. He would do this kind of stuff while we were married. I went into the marriage with PTSD from my previous relationship where there was a lot of severe domestic violence, and I would try in a healthy way to explain to him, like, this is a PTSD trigger and I need some accommodating, temporarily while I'm getting through the height of it. And he would then go on to intentionally do the things I'm telling him are triggering me to trigger me. And so that was one of the main reasons the relationship broke down. The postpartum depression didn't happen after I had Ashlyn, it was the baby before that, and they are 7 years apart. So by the time I had Ashlyn, I was in a much better place, physically and emotionally. We had initially been in an apartment when she was born, but then by the time she was 1.5, we moved to a nice big house out in the country, which is the house that I had to move from last year. But I lived there with her for 5 years. So now looking back, I just think that he never wanted me to heal. He really liked that I was sick and dependent on him in these ways. He did not want me to be a calm and collective and healthy minded person, because that would mean that I'm going to start seeing him for who he really is. And that is exactly what happened. Once I started getting better, I started seeing the terrible relationship that I was in and trying really hard to get out. And so the healthier I got, the worse he got. The more I pushed back on his control, on the manipulation, on the abuse, the worse it got, the more it escalated. I would call the domestic abuse hotline several times a month and talk to them about the interactions I've had with him, because it was so confusing to me, because it wasn't abuse like you would think it would be abuse. There was a lot of him not respecting my boundaries, not doing the things that I'm asking him to or to not do. And so even in a marriage relationship, they kind of helped to open my eyes to see that that is stalking behavior. He would do odd things, like paranoid things. He would like park behind my car, so I couldn't leave the driveway, but he wouldn't like say that's why he's doing it, just like because then if I was going to leave, I would need to ask him to move his car. He would normally park on the other spot of the driveway, but only when we were like fighting would he do this, like, I'm gonna park behind your car thing, because he was afraid that I was gonna leave him, because I should have, and I'm glad I finally did. I started speaking to my therapist about these things. I Him and I had gone to couple therapy 3 times. The third time was with my therapist, and not only did she stop doing the couple therapy with us because it was not going well, she stopped doing couple therapy altogether after that. Like, we like ruined couples therapy for her in her practice because it was so awful. And then there was a time when he was in therapy, and